So before we get all started, can somebody just give me the thumbs up that the wind is not disturbing the sound too much? That would be great to know. But otherwise, yeah, welcome to the other side.
Welcome to the other side. So yeah, I have to say I normally don't really like this part of stuff of the project with camera, mics, and people and talking and stuff. But this new approach of it, make it bearable. I mean, there's beer and ice, ice. So yeah, we can do it often, no problem.
Yeah, I figured it out. What's the way to
Cool.
to get you to do it?
So let's have a talk.
Yeah, have my life easier. So Martin says okay, and Yaka says okay. Perfect. So yeah, I'm
So
really
all
glad.
of them says okay. Cool.
Yeah, I guess they hear us. They hear all the bullshit that we are going to produce in the short hour, I guess, that we have in advance.
Who's taking a dump for 1 hour, Vit?
Not me, but someone. I guess it helps listening to us. So yeah, I really encourage you to participate, to ask questions, and we'll pick some to answer. I know you have a lot. I would really like to thank you all for following the race after he was safely moored and well in his sleep in his bed a few days ago. I couldn't really fall asleep. I was just scrolling through all the comments and messages that we received. I'm the most emotional guy out of two of us, so it was really something. So
I'm still postponing that because the support boats didn't arrive yet, so my phone is not here yet, and I didn't open the social media. It's just Vit's department for now.
Yeah.
I will open. I will go through it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I'm
You were
postponing
amazing.
that for now.
You were really amazing.
There are definitely a lot of things that have to be done, but
yeah,
the list is too long for 1 hour, so we're gonna do it more privately and later.
Mm.
And here we're gonna focus on.
I started to make a list of all the people we should thank, and it's now 2 A4 pages long. So, yeah, you know who you are. Thank you, thank you.
So much about solo sailing, huh?
Yeah. No, you can't do it alone. You can't really do it alone.
Not really, no.
So, yeah, people told me that an experience like sailing alone over the ocean is something that changes you. That's something that really impacts you, and that you will need some time to readjust to the land life. But you don't seem much different to me. What do you
I don't know.
say?
Maybe this Transat wasn't so hard at first, and at the end it's just good 14 days being alone. I don't know. I mean, it's a really good experience. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but life-changing experience. I don't know. Maybe not. No, not really. I mean, I changed color quite a lot, and I'm gonna change my skin now in the next 1 week probably. But psychologically, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's weird, but I mean, I like it at the beginning the most, and then we got to this part when things went sideways, and I didn't like it that much. But altogether, it's just a really long sailing. Let's put it like that. It's really long leg, but it's not that hard.
So it's harder to be. Okay, not right here, but is it harder that it's done, or is it just a relief that it's done?
No, it's a relief. It's definitely a relief, but more a relief of 2 years of a project that takes a lot of energy and everything. And as we said before, I think that this sailing at the end, we can actually feel it like a reward for 2 years of work. And I mean, yeah, in the middle of the Transat, if you ask me, that definitely wasn't a reward. But now when it's all over and it's just a really good experience, yeah.
Cool. So what you managed to do here is I wrote down 3 great results that you achieved. So You finished 7th on the second leg, 6th on the first leg, and in total, so in the final ranking, you were 5th, which means that you are the best Slovenian ocean racer to date.
Of all the ocean races from Slovenia?
All 4 or 5.
Cool.
It's the best result that Ashika II, so the boat you were sailing, did ever. So it's her 6th over the ocean journey, and you managed to push the best result out of her.
Amazing.
And the most meaningful for me, at least, is that you are the best rookie in this year's edition. So you are the best sailor.
So the best who didn't do the Transat yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The best one who tried it for the first time. Everybody ahead of you, all 4 of them, already did it at least once.
Yeah. Actually, even the serious guy, which is a little bit of
the Italian.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a downside that he overtook me, but he already did the Transat. He's crazy fast, and he has a scow boat, so it's a good excuse. I mean, for me, the most important is we made this goal that we want to be the first 5, and we made it. And I don't know. For me, that's the most important. We reached our goal, and all the 2 years of sending, doing camera and stuff like that, which I really don't like. And
say it to her.
And all the other shit that we went through. But I think that's, I mean, we made this goal, we reached it, and that's the best finish of a project we could do, no? And I'm pretty sure, I mean, it was quite obvious, I don't know, like 1 week into the race when the wind got stronger, over 80 knots with the scow boats. Design of the Mini went forward, and it's not realistic anymore to fight with them in that conditions. They are faster, however you take it. I mean, it's not just me, it's also Jacques de la Croix. He's a really good sailor, but with their own boat, and you can see that I know I'm pushing 100%, and I'm pretty sure he's pushing 100%, and our speed and our angles are almost identical. So I think it's a good sign that the scow boats are just faster in those conditions. They cannot go as low as we can, but they can go up to 5 knots faster, and it makes a difference. Fuck it.
Yeah, I wanted to touch this design approach, or how much does the different shape of the boat impact the whole performance thing, and it's pretty obvious now.
I mean, it has to be faster because it looks awful. So you know, there has to be an upside.
You want to be done with it.
I mean, they look like a beluga waves. We already talked about that, but yeah, I think this. I mean, the design actually copies Optimist, I think, and I don't know, it helps. It's very stable. It's actually comfortable, which is a big thing in a Mini. And I mean, I didn't sail it because I actively tried not to sail it before the Transat because I would feel worse in my boat if I did it. I've definitely gonna sail it now. We already talked to Lisa. I will probably do Fastnet with her next year. But I mean,
that's Lisa Berger. She's sailing the series division, and she's still she's still out there. We are waiting for her to finish.
Yeah, she probably had some problems in between. I think I don't know. We didn't get the news, but she should arrive this night or tomorrow morning. So
we'll see her. We are missing her here, so
she would like it.
I think
she will like it. But yeah, however, with the design, I mean, it's good to see the design going forward. Definitely, I mean, it's nice to see that the boats are getting faster because that's the point of new designs. And yeah, I mean, it's not completely comparable, but it makes us push that much harder, and it's making it more interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a really terrible thing to say at this point now, but Ashika II is for sale because of her best result now. I think she's in her prime, and we want to move to newer things. So if somebody is interested in doing the Mini Transat in 2025,
it's not like that we were trying to get rid of her. Definitely not. We like the boat, but it's not mine. It's an investor's boat, and It was planned from the beginning to sell it now, and now we really have to sell it. So yeah, there are some issues with it, but it's a mini thing. It's not that particular
Yeah.
boat thing. When you go through the guys who finished and you talk to them, I didn't met one yet who would say no damage on the boat.
Yeah.
It just Mini is a small boat with a really high mast and a lot of sails, and something just gonna break on the leg like this, on this long leg with that many squalls and that many different waves and that many conditions. Something will break. It's a part of it.
Who was on the pier? We were talking to one of the guys, and the first time we asked him if he broke something, and he said no, nothing, just and then started to
I think it was
list a little.
865 or something, but yeah.
And it was like big things. Oh no, everything was all right. Nothing really happened. Nothing broke. But I just had a small issue with this and that and then I broke that and I tore two of my sails. And what?
Yeah, I think it's just a part of it.
Yeah, I think it's a part of the game. So yeah, if we go quickly through the race, watching it on the tracker was nerve-wracking. I was waking up in the middle of the night just to refresh it, and before my eyes could adapt to the light, I was already nervous. So yeah, the start was quite great. And after you turned Hierro and went to the north, which was the strategy that you developed with Jure, which was a tough decision between north and south.
Yeah, everything was quite funny. I mean, the start I did good. To the Hierro Island, there was, I mean, Victor did just embarrassed us a little bit because he escaped so fast. It was crazy. He just got under the shore, got some wind, and escaped really fast. But otherwise, I was with the first group, and I hold on to them quite easily. But the problem was that getting to the Hierro Island, it already happened that we were sailing upwind, which was not part of the plan. And at the Hierro Island, we were already like 7 hours behind the plan, which changes everything a lot. And you could feel that because nobody tacked to go north. I mean, everybody was going south, and I think everybody was just waiting what's going to happen, who's going to be the first.
Who's going to pull the trigger?
I honestly don't know if I was really the first, but I didn't see anybody tacking before I tacked. And when I tacked, immediately everybody starts tacking. Yeah, I mean, our plan was going north. I knew I was behind the schedule, but still, at that point, we don't have new weather forecasts. I was still expecting the same weather as we did. We were behind, that's true, but still it didn't change everything so much. And yeah, but then after a few days, for the second day, so when we were sailing and everybody was going west mostly, there was again a moment when nobody really could decide, are we going north now or not? There was this front coming from the north, but when we got the first weather forecast, this front wasn't that strong anymore, and it was quite possible that it won't happen. And then going north was just a minus, nothing else. But I've decided to stick to the plan almost precisely. I just went a little bit southern than the plan, and it really worked out. I have to say, Jure prepared the plan perfectly. I mostly followed just everything he said, and I turned out to be first of this northern group in like 4 days time.
Yeah. And you kept it for quite a few days.
Yes, but then there was a second stage when we have to decide. Our plan was to go south, but again, plans changed a lot. The weather forecast starting to be completely different than planned. And once we got into the trade winds, I made this plan to hold souther to do a little bit of bad VMG just to go south, and then do the south approach at the end, which with the forecasts that were coming was a good idea. I was always confirmed that it was a good idea, but again, the forecast didn't happen, and at the end it just showed that it didn't make much difference going south, middle, or north. And at the very end, actually, the middle route was the fastest. The one the Waxman did. He was sailing almost ram line all the time, best VMG without any complications, and it turned out to be the best. But still, with our planning and everything, I think I did a good job. Could do it better, of course, but especially when the trading wind comes, I had this moment when I thought this is just too simple. Come on, if it's gonna be like that till the finish, what's the point of Transat? It's simple. But then shit started, and
Before we get to
it got normal.
back to normal. No, but then you are aware where you stand. You knew that you are leading.
We are getting rankings over the radio every day at 3 o'clock UTC. You get a ranking from 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
So from the tracker, what you get is your position and your distance from the finish line.
So you know the positions of the boats.
Not the position, but
the
the
ranking.
ranking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which one you are
And
due
how
to
far.
the distance from the finish line.
Mm.
But mostly it doesn't tell that much. What it told me is that I'm first of the northern group.
Mhm.
But still you could have like a big group on the south, which is getting stronger trade winds and will run you over like nothing. It's good to know that you're first of your group, but you don't know how big this group is. You could be the only one on the north, and you don't know where the other boats are. So it's a good confirmation that you're doing things right, but it doesn't mean that you're really the first or anything. It's just good to hear.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah. Then after the trade winds came, we come to the troublesome part.
Yeah.
It was, just to tell you, it was the worst wake up I had. Checked the tracker at 7 a.m. and I saw the sporadic movements, and speed was halved, and immediately knew that something was wrong. So the worst Monday.
Believe me, it was worse for me.
I know. I
So
just want to complain a little bit.
the point was we were into those trade winds, sailing downwind in over 20 knots of wind. It started with like 15 knots, 18 knots for the second day, and then third day of trade wind was over 20 knots. And I don't know, it was third, fourth day in trade winds when I had to spend all day on the rudder because I had big sp and small sp. Big sp was too big, small sp was too small. So I could sail big sp, but not with the autopilot, which meant that I spent like 15 hours helming all day. And just when I settled down, I put the small sp for the night. I changed into the dry clothes. I cleaned the boat of water. I prepared for sleep. I laid down, and there was this bang sound. Boat stopped. I went to check, and I've lost my mounting of the bowsprit. In the bow, in the bottom, there's a little rope loop coming out of the boat that just was pulled out, and without it, with a mini, yeah, it becomes a really slow boat. So in that state, I was really, really tired, completely worn out, but I had to do something. I took the storm jeep, put it in front under the bow to keep the water out to isolate the hull. And then I needed some mounting inside that's gonna hold the Dyneema, and I made the Dyneema loops so to go through the hull and put a lot of Sika on it. My first repair was with the wrench.
Yeah.
Which we tried
You're
before.
You're coming back to the wrench
Yeah,
fixes.
but it didn't hold. It snapped in half like nothing.
Again.
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 But this time, again, physics were on my side. Come on, it's like a really small hole, and then the neem around it, and I have no idea how. I just think that we don't really know what kind of forces are there. It
Yeah.
just snapped in half. So my second repair was with the rudder pin, the like 1 centimeter thick inox pin that I used for the mounting. I also used the patch of the rope eye,
Mhm.
and I made a hole through it. I didn't put the pin directly on the hole. I put the patch and then the pin because I'm really afraid that the pin will be pulled into the hole and break, do the delamination.
The structure.
And yeah, the second repair hold. But when I was doing the first repair, I had to be head first in the crash box in quite high waves with the boat with no sails. I put the sails down, so the bow was up, because when you put the sails up, immediately boat starts to heel forward to get water. So it was really the boat was moving a lot, and I was so tired that I fall asleep head head front in my crash box, which was filled with new Sika fumes.
Oh, yeah.
And I woke up like 1 hour and a half later, sick like hell. I was never seasick, but I imagine it feels like that, because I was trying to throw up because I felt horribly, but it didn't work out. I mean, I woke up. I started. I mean, I finished the repair. I started sailing, but then it snapped again. The problem with this, when the rope eye snapped and when my first repair snapped, is that you lose bowsprit. It just jumps up. It gets untangled from unattached from the bow, and you have to pull it back by the tack line actually. And
So there's a like 4-meter long carbon tube flying around.
3-meter carbon tube hanging from the sail, yeah, which you have to pull back. I mean, it's not a problem. It's attached to the boat. You can pull it back, but the problem is that all the ropes that are attached to it are then a mashup, and there's no other way than to just take everything off and back on. And doing it twice, being really, really tired in a really bad sea state, it was horribly hard for me. But
I'm taking my complaints back officially.
no, I don't.
It was calm. I went back to sleep.
No, it's nice to hear that you feel me, you know. But that was a really horrible night for me. And then after that, I mean, my second repair hold, but I didn't know how much it could hold, and I spent like one day thinking that do I just sail back now? I mean, do I just sail now? Do I still compete? Can I put all the load on it? No idea. And I was so tired that I just spent one day cruising with a small speed and sleeping a lot, eating a lot. And then after this one day, I've decided that I found out the rankings. I found out that I'm still in the play for 5th place, and I just decided, yeah, I'm gonna push all the way. Fuck it.
Mm.
And at the end, the second repair hold, very good. I pushed it really, really hard. A lot of nose dives, a lot of hard pressure on it, and it holds. So at the end, it was a success. Yeah.
I went to check the working load of the rope eye is 1.7 tons, and the braking load is 3.5 tons.
I wouldn't be 100% sure those numbers are completely correct, but it's a problem with the Mini that you never really know what kind of workloads are you dealing with. With my boat, I mostly try to oversize everything. I mean, I think my Dyneema rigging is the strongest one here. I went over it at least 2 millimeters, but there's always something that's gonna break. And I have to admit that this rope eye was, I mean, we put it in by the plans. We bought a new one. It was a new one this season. It's something you would never think that's gonna break, but
yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it was actually a discussion. When we heard, we only got the news that you broke the bowsprit, which you transmitted via the
that's the point.
Text
That's something organizers ask us to do. I mean, if you stop or if you have some weird direction at some point, they ask us to over tracker. You can send some text. Some are pre-made, so if your mast goes down, you just press these 2 buttons and it's immediately sent that you're dismasted.
Mm.
But I wrote a message which I showed you. You have to pick every letter and it takes quite a long. And at that state, I just wrote that I'm repairing bowsprit, all good. And they answered me, thanks, all good, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I knew that the news that's gonna come out won't be really accurate, but I mean, I didn't go into explaining my rope. I was pulled out of the boat.
No, we figured that it's probably not the tube of the bowsprit that broke, and it's probably, Yeah, and then at one point the rope eye came up as a possible failure point, and we said no, that should be oversized. So we
Yeah.
were really thinking about the attachment points at the pulpit, which we also kind of dismissed because it's a new one. Now it's an inox.
Everything on my bowsprit is new, so
Yeah, so we were thinking about the attachment in the front, which is Dyneema and
again,
everything.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I knew that my message wasn't clear enough, and that it's gonna make a discussion, but
no, it
that's
was fun.
part of me, you know. You have to wait till the finish till you see your rankings for real, and then
To hear the story.
you have something to tell and you have something to talk about when you
Yeah,
come
I
here.
agree. I agree. No, it was cool to see the investigation that we tried to pull out.
Yeah, I
All
can't
the
wait to
data
get my
that.
phone back. I'm gonna read it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have quite a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it was like one night, one day that I lost with that. It did pull me out of like top 3 option, definitely. But yeah, I mean, after that, I got back to normal sailing. It's always a little bit of in behind, something you think about.
Yeah.
This might snap every time now, but I got over it.
Yeah.
Pushed hard, and it was okay. When you do 2 nose dives and it holds, then you're just like, okay, it's gonna hold. Obviously, that's it. So yeah.
So yeah, braking while being that tired, fixing and blacking out in the crash box, breaking the wrench again, and then coming back to the race.
Let's call it a fun night, no?
Yeah, where do you get the drive?
I mean, you don't have much choice, do you? Actually,
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed about myself the next day because I already started thinking I'm just gonna cruise to the finish. I'm just gonna get there. And then when I put the whole load and I noticed that it holds, I was like, why I didn't do it yesterday? But the point was that on this day I got quite a lot of sleep, and it was like second start for me, and it helped a lot even later. So yeah, I still think it was well done.
But that wasn't really the end of the trouble. You
No, of course not.
at the very last part of the race.
Yeah,
Had some
then there
issues.
was another. I mean, again, you won't believe it, but again, there was a day with over 20 knots and big speed all the time. So I was quite tired already when my autopilot did the now known thing already. When my tiller was pulled out of my hand, went completely to one direction. It sounded man overboard. So and it went berserk. I did the Chinese jibe. I lay down on the water and what the fuck is going on? I saved the boat. I pulled the speed down, start checking things. Man overboard. What? Why? What's happening? It took me quite some time when I noticed that the junction box of the cables that is under the mast was hanging down. I mean, it's attached with Velcro, which normally holds without a problem, but the Velcro that was stick to the ceiling,
The glue.
didn't hold, so everything fell down. And because it was hanging down, and because there's always some water coming in through the mast attachment, the water was dripping inside the junction box, and when I opened it, it just spilled out. So I knew, okay, that's the problem. I tried to dry it. I put some contact spray, reset the whole NK system many times. It didn't help. So I had to make this decision: do I stop and do the proper repair, or do I do like emergency repair and go for it? The point was I was still in the fight for the 5th place. Every fucking hour counted. So I've decided to pull everything out. I just connected the compass. I disconnected the mast sensors. I only connected the compass. So I just had the compass mode on the autopilot. I cut half of the systems out. I just had barometer and compass. That's it. And then started sailing with that. But again, the problem is Big speed over 20 knots cannot be held by autopilot in compass mode. Compass mode just help to do the maneuvers. And if you have to just grab something, I mean, normally it holds like for 2 waves.
Mm.
So you turn it on, you jump in, you pick something,
Yeah.
2 waves. The third wave, it's gonna start losing it, and third wave and a half, you're gonna broach. So it was just a tool to sail, but yeah, it was 300 miles to the finish, 30 hours, which I said that I'm just gonna push. Uh, I knew that I'm not gonna be able to do it without sleep because I didn't sleep that much a few days before, and I knew that it won't be possible. It will be impossible without sleep, but I knew that I can do sleep, like just take the speed down, go on jeep and main for like 1 hour, get some sleep, put the jeep speed back up and fly. I did it like that, but the problem is that after 20 hours, I got tired again, of course, and I mean it's not even just the helming is not simple. The arm starts to hurt. I mean you're so long on one tack. The waves were a mix. It wasn't really nice long wave. It was again some choppy waves, so it was a lot of work. It was really hard to escape the nosedive with the big speed, but the small speed was just too small, and then you have to say it's too high. So after 20 something hours, I got tired again, and then the mistake starts. I mean, my maneuvers became horrible. I had like 3 times that my speed got tangled. I missed few clouds that I should catch to get some wind. And at some point, I also got caught with a squall that I just didn't notice because I was half asleep on the helm with the full main, full jeep, full top speed. Squall came 40 something knots. I did the nosedive, and then actually I did the nosedive before the squall came, and then when I was nosediving, squall came. So I went from the nosedive to like extreme nosedive when my stern was just really high out of the water, and then it fell on the leeward side. I fell off my position. I fell on on the boom, uh, on my back, which was the moment when you think, okay, that's how you break your back, no? But I stand up. It was okay. I mean, it hurt, but I knew everything is okay. I lost some stuff of the boat, like grab bags and
So figuring out how tall you are, that's a 2 meter drop on your back on a tube. On a yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was really like, I mean, the boat stands up like that, and then you fall on the side. And after that, after my fall, I mean, the boat was laying on the water in 40 knots of wind with all the sails, so you couldn't put it up. Uh, I knew that it's no chance, nothing to do until the squall passes. So I was sitting like on this boat that was laying on the water. I was sitting on the hull on the top and just waiting for it to pass. I lost some stuff of the boat, but I didn't much care about that. At some point, I mean, my keel was tilted the other way, so it was out of the water. I could see it.
Oh yeah. So the mast flat and the keel
Mud flat
sticking
on the
up.
water, and the keel sticking out of the water, and I could watch the keel over the side. And that was one of my concerns, that my keel system won't hold because it's not made to hold the keel in the air like that. But I mean, the squall is not a long thing. It's like the wind comes, then you have like few minutes of wind, then you have a rain with wind, and then halfway through the rain, the wind starts dropping. At some point, it dropped enough. I managed to pick up the boat. Nothing broke, which was amazing. And I went on. But I mean, it would never happen if I was rested, because squalls are something that is happening all the time in that in the second leg of the Transat. You're always checking for it. If you see the cloud with the dark stripe on the on the bottom and the rain, you are prepared. You have to change for the small speed. You have to do the reef and then fly with this wind. But it caught me unprepared, and I mean those were the prices I paid for my pushing too hard. But at the end, I mean, I came close enough to Jacques to not lose the place, and I don't know. It's the thing that you have to do to make the fifth place. I think.
Yeah, I guess. And there's a cool thing how you know this squall is coming in the night.
Yeah, the stars disappear. Yeah, I mean, but also that's something that you can now when we are talking with other mini sailors, you can see the guys who already did the Transat last year
Yeah,
are
they know.
used to it. They know it already. I mean, if you see stars all around, you can sleep for more than half an hour, no problem. If there's some stars missing, you sleep for 20 minutes maximum, 10 minutes best.
Mm.
And when the stars on top of you disappear, you go for a small sail. That's it.
So talking about sleep deprivation and everything, and you had an episode in the first leg when you thought that you have a co-skipper and that he's going to help you do the maneuver. Was since it's but much longer leg this time. Did you
No,
have
this time, I
something
mean,
similar?
I had no visual hallucinations. Only thing I did was the first hallucinations that you get are smell. You start smelling things. That's
Really?
normal. No, that's normally the first sign. No, the first is hearing. The second is smell. The third is vision.
Yeah.
I smelled some really good beef stew. No, beef stew. Beef soup.
Ah, yeah, like a proper Slovenian
Domaću govejo
Sunday.
župo.
Domaću govejo župo.
I smelled it at some point. It was so funny because you
Was
know
it
what?
Sunday?
No, I don't. I have no idea what day it was, to be honest. But it was funny because you know what's happening. I mean, you know that it's hallucinating, but it smells so fucking good, man.
Awesome.
But also that was a sign that was just before I did my 1 hour sleep. I just said, okay, that's it. I have to do some sleep. I put the speed down, light on the speed because it's amazing. You just cover yourself in a speed. It's the warmest blanket you can get. Slept for twice a half an hour. So I made a alarm half an hour. After half an hour, I was like, yeah, no fucking way. I took another half an hour and then I woke up, put the speed back up, and go on. And it worked.
Crazy awesome. My father had a really bad toothache the last week, and he was wondering, what do you do if something like that happens? If you injure yourself, is there anyone around? I know that maritime law and the camaraderie of other sailors dictates that they should help you, but in a medical situation, what can happen?
Yeah, I mean that's one of big phobias of our solo sailor. I mean it doesn't have to be a toothache. You break your finger and it's a big thing. If you cannot straighten it up yourself, it's a big deal. I mean, even if you cut your head, for example, just a bigger wound is a big thing. We do have some courses when we teach ourselves how to do self medicine and how to do like stitching and stuff, but to be honest, it's some. I mean, there are some stories when people would do a little operations on themselves, mostly Wendy Globe and bigger races, not mini. But that's a little phobia. I mean, you really have to think about that. Even if you hit your head too hard, I mean, small things can go really sideways and make
Mm.
horror movie scenes. But it's just something you have to take over. Yeah, I mean, we have quite a lot of medicine on board. You have this big. First aid package. Also, there's a doctor in the race, with whom you can also over trackers you can write.
Mhm.
They say specifically if you have like medical problems, you can ask what to do, and they will send you suggestions what you can do. There are always support boats
Yeah, so
following us.
3 or 4 or like that, something like that.
No, I think there was almost 7. But the
Oh,
point is that it's such a long leg. I mean, they're easily more than 400 or 500 miles away, so they will always need like 3 to 4 days to get to you. They're mostly to suggest what you can do and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, if you would need a real doctor help, it's a big thing. Yeah, it's hard. But for me, I was lucky. I never opened my first aid kit yet. Honestly, I have no idea what there is inside. But there's this list what there is and what pills are for what. So I could use it if I needed it, but I never opened it.
So knock on wood. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, there are also small things you don't think about. There's a guy who has a skin infection. The problem is we're always wet. I mean, our skin gets a really bad treatment here. I mean, we're sunburned. You're always wet, so butt creams are like the big topic in the mini community. What do you use so your butt doesn't get itchy and stuff like that? There's a guy who has a feet infection. He just had his feet in the water too long and he cannot step on it. It's just, yeah, it is something we don't think about, and when it started happening, it's a big thing, and not much you can do about it. But I mean, it's a part of it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm lucky. I don't know. My skin still likes me, and
Still, yeah, just the top part is coming off.
yeah, that for sure. That for sure. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but I did the Transat without the bucket and without the sunscreen.
Yeah.
I've never used the bucket once. I'm still.
You know what it means. Don't ask about it.
Exactly. And I didn't use the sunscreen. I know I hate it so much. I do use hats, long sleeves as much as I can, but I mean, at some point we spent quite a lot of time naked as well, because of the skin cannot be wet all the time, and if you're in the dry suit all the time, your ass is gonna fall off. So we spent some time naked, but you have to be careful in what time of the day, not in the noon, and to be in the shadow. Yeah.
So what's the best cream in your opinion?
No idea. I'm still on Bepanthen. That's the only thing I use. I used since I was little, and it works. Helps.
So
and
yeah,
changing the underwear, that helps.
so if someone from the pharmaceutical business is listening,
Yeah, Bepanthen could be our sponsor.
yeah. Yeah, talking about sponsors, and it brings us actually to the future, to the question of the future.
Yeah.
I think we're not done yet.
I know we're doing. I mean, we're kind of too good at it, aren't we? I mean, it's a bad thing to say maybe, but we did the first step. I think it wasn't easy. We were broke most of the time, but
Yeah, on a shoestring, I think we did really well.
We're kind of good at it, and it would be a shame to stop now. So I mean, I have plans, I have wishes, but we have some meetings we have to do with the investors, with the sponsor that helped us so far, with the new sponsors now, because we have a little bit of the store more to sell. It was hard to approach sponsors now when you come there and you have to explain everything and just your plans, nothing to show. But now we did a little thing, and I think it might be easier. Oh, cheers.
Yeah, so we are looking for a sponsor, not so much of a sponsor than a partner. We have a strong partner in Seascape to get us to a point that we have a really good boat, a winning boat, but we still need some partner that sees the potential in us and in the partnership with us. So
I mean, yeah.
if you're watching, welcome at ashikasailing.com. .org is our
Contact
email.
Vit, he's a charming guy.
Sometimes. So yeah, we want to continue with this.
There are many options. I mean, there's an option doing another mini with like winning in our minds, or at least first three places in our minds. There's an option with Figaro, which is a Beneteau boat, which has a really big, strong sailors in France that are sailing it. It's a monoclass, so all the boats are the same, which is closer for me, and I like it more, to be honest. Then there's an option with Class 40. There's a new 30-foot boats coming out. There's many options, but we have to find out where we are. The budgets are very different here, and we're definitely doing something. We just have to find out what.
Cheers to that.
And when it comes to sponsors, yeah, I truly believe it's not just selling. I truly believe we can make a story that's good for us and for somebody who's prepared to give us some money
to be a part
do
of it.
that.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, that's true, but
Mm.
we can offer something. No, sailing is always interesting.
Yeah, you make it interesting, definitely. It's
Yeah.
never boring.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if it would be boring. I mean, if you do like sailing without any problems and anything, it
Yeah.
would be
Then
amazing.
you win.
But, yeah.
Then you win, and it's exciting again.
Then let's do that.
Again.
Cheers to
where do I sign? So yeah, I think it's time for your questions. If you have some left, just write it in the chat. Otherwise, I think it's quite hot around here, even though the beer is ice cold. So yeah, if you have something to ask Uroš that you haven't heard by now, shoot. Yeah, there's quite a lot of again comments of great camaraderie from the followers you have.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
To, we'll have to buy some drinks when we get back.
No, actually, you're safe on that. There were when you were repairing the bowsprit issue, there was like, if he finishes 5th or better, I'm buying a case of beer, and there were a few guys like that.
So how many cases?
I counted 3.
So we have to install the fridge in the car, and we're good.
Yeah,
cool.
That's half a day work for us.
I'm in.
So yeah.
But yeah, for me now the plan is definitely a few months of sailing.
Yeah, it's winter at home, so
we really
you'll get a shock.
Yeah, let's do
it.
Yeah.
Back home.
Okay, yeah, that's something I just cannot really comprehend, but that we get to skiing now, but it's gonna be a good time off, and yeah, I just don't want to touch boat for a while.
Yeah.
It was too much sending repairs, carbon fiber cuts, and just time in the boat.
Yeah.
I want at least 2-3 months off, and then we start training for a new thing, and in that time we do theory, we decide what to do.
Cool. And on topic of beer, Tunic is asking, how much did you miss drinking beer while sailing?
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah. I mean, actually, when the shit starts, then no, you don't miss it at all, because it would just bring you down. But when I had this moment, when I was thinking, that's too easy, that's so simple. I mean, we're flying these trade winds now for 3 days. We're doing as fast as the boat goes, and everything's okay. Then you start thinking, it would be good to have a cold beer right now. Huh? But no, I mean, officially, no. I'd rather do it without, honestly.
Yeah.
But when you get back, it's so much better to have one.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, that you deprivate yourself of something you really love, so you can enjoy it more when it's there.
You did some research on alcohol, didn't you?
Yeah, I do it every day.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but yeah, we're from that part of Slovenia. It's part of our culture. We just have to have a cold one from time to time. No,
you deserve it, I guess. So.
Then it's just so much better.
No more questions. What? We are so good. We covered everything.
Yeah, we're gonna do it personally over beer.
Yeah, I think we have some stories to share as well that are not a public domain, but yeah. Yeah, I have a commercial part of it as well. We still have some merchandise, some shirts, some stuff left, and we are also honoring our already purchased donations. So some of you are still waiting for your merch, for your shirts, for your hoodies. I apologize about that. We are on a shoestring budget right now, and to make a big order like that, it's taking a while. But if someone still wants to have something, he can still submit this order on our website, and we'll add it to this new order. So you have until end of this week when I'll be making a new order to.
I can guarantee it's not the bad stuff. I mean, that's all I wear for the last year and a half, I think. And they still look quite okay, no?
So we are in a bit of a debt. We will figure it out. But yeah, we just don't want to have the wardrobe at his sister's place full for next half a year.
Marusha.
So if you want something to show support, would be grateful. And for those who are waiting, I'm really sorry about it. We were focused on the big thing, and now we are done, and we are going to honor our promise. So thank you everyone. Thank you.
Now stop selling shit here. Come on.
No, I'm just going to say thanks to our parents for getting us here, our family, our brothers and sisters, our friends, our supporters, sponsors, donors. Like I said, it's such a long list to mention everyone by name. I think I would run out of data.
We'll try to do it more personally, and
so yeah, we are super grateful. It's been a ride for him, but it's been a ride for me as well. I really fucking enjoyed it.
good to hear.
So, really, thank you.
You're still not getting paid, man. Not because I wouldn't like to. There's just yeah.
Do you see me where I am? There were things.
In the future, someday, no promises.
Look, let's take a few months off, and we'll see what's what.
Cool.
How about the food? Was there any? Yeah. So yeah, we are grateful again for a sponsor.
Food,
Yeah.
toilet,
water, beer.
Those are all the questions people have. What about sailing? There was quite a lot of sailing there, you know?
Yeah, but you covered that well.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky enough to get Thermit as a sponsor. I got enough food for the lag. I even have some leftovers. And I have to say, I ate it every day, 2 packages of that, and I still didn't hate it. So it must be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, was a bit of the problem at the end because I couldn't cook because I had to be on the helm. But I have some emergency tuna cans and some bread and some sweet stuff left, some chocolate bars, stuff like that. A lot of nuts, nut mix, student futa. And yeah, I used that when I couldn't cook anymore. But otherwise, that was a part that was really no problem whatsoever. Turmat, you take a bag, you have a jet boil. It takes like 1 minute for water to boil. Throw it in, you wait for 8 minutes, and you eat. It's like
and it's a warm meal.
Warm meal, and it's really not bad. I mean, it's pasta, risottos,
pulled pork.
Pulled pork. Everybody thinks sees
chicken.
that. It's really good, actually. There chicken curries,
kebab stew.
Kebab stew. I don't really know what it is, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm not picky when it comes to food, so that's a big plus. But everything I had was good, and yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that, it was like what 15 days sail.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate at least 30 of those packages, and at the end, I still liked it. So it's a good thing. And we were lucky enough to get this as sponsor because it's not cheap. Let's be honest.
No. Cool. Yeah, I think we are done here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting us the whole way. What do you think about the swim?
Let's check some boobies.
Good for you. Let me turn this off now.
Yeah. Maybe it's time. We're getting inappropriate, no?
No, really. Thank you, everyone. Let's do more of this stuff.
No, first holidays. From that,
One day.
holidays from laying on the beach and no, holidays from the boat, sanding and
Yeah.
sailing for a while.
We are from Slovenia. You can't really buy us with this. It's cool, but
That's also true. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
really great to come home as well.
I always miss it. I always miss going home. I know, cannot turn it off.
Yeah. Again, thank you for watching. See you at the next battle, I guess. Take care.